This is the One News special coverage of the national elections, Bilang Pilipino 2022. I'm Charles Lejano. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos continues to widen his lead in the presidential race. To give us insights on these developments, we have political analyst Professor Jean Encinas Franco now joining us via Zoom. Good morning, Professor. Thanks for sharing your morning with us. Let's start with over 50% more than of the votes, more than Robredo. Do you think that the unity message of Marcos Jr. here was effective, or was there something else at work here that's long been coming?
Yeah, there definitely is something that is has resonated with most Filipinos. No, if the numbers are that huge, no. One factor is that we all know that the Marcos camp has prepared for this for such a long time, and we know that they have intensified their campaign to sort of sanitize the Marcos brand since 2016, and I don't think all the candidates combined in this presidential election would have that amount of resources, no, to launch a nearly decades-long campaign to just to prepare for this election. So, in the first place, the Marcos camp is really obsessed with winning this election, and it's just that they have the money and the resources to launch it and to implement it that makes it easy to understand why they are having such a huge lead. That's the one, no? Secondly, the disinformation, the fake news that they have promoted through social media, which academic and media reports have also written about, has really created a huge impact, no, on Filipinos who believed in disinformation. But it's not just the disinformation per se, but the content of this disinformation. No? What I mean to say is that because of this false authoritarian nostalgia, it's very easy for Filipinos to, what do you call this, to respond to this because it is precisely being done in the context of uncertainties due to the pandemic, due to the unemployment issues, the loss of livelihood that have marked the past 2 years. So when you say that there was a time in the lives of Filipinos, or in the history of Filipinos, in which prices of good are low, in which the government was quote unquote responsive to the needs of the people will easily believe it because these are simple messages. And to a large extent, the Marcos camp has amplified this in a sense that would resonate to most Filipinos. No? Compared, for instance, to the Lenny and Kiko camp, which tried to transform the way we do politics, the way government implements programs by saying that they want Filipinos to be part of the solution. I don't think most Filipinos are ready for that kind of governance.
Professor, that being said, we have discussed the strategies of the Marcos camp. Do you think that the camp of VP Leni Robredo could have done anything differently, or could anyone have done anything differently to prevent this?
Yeah, but I don't think, maybe, but my sense is that Marcos will still win, but not with such a huge margin, And I've always argued that the Duterte administration has also contributed a lot, no? In fact, the Duterte administration paved the way for a Marcos candidacy. Remember, one of the first acts of Duterte was to bury the dictator in the libingan ng mga bayani, which for me cemented the the years of attempting to sanitize the Marcos brand. It cemented for the Marcos family their bid to finally, ensure their comeback in Philippine politics. Duterte also said a lot of good words for the Marcoses, especially during the first 3 years of his administration, and also the fact that he is a strong man, seems to have sort of readied the Philippines for another rule that has its legacy uh, uh, in the past, which was also characteristic of a strongman rule in the face of Marcos Sr.
Right. Professor, given these political developments, given the 16 million vote gap between Bongbong Marcos Jr. and VP Leni Robredo, who do you think now will be the opposition figure that will stand against this, if any?
It's Lenny and Kiko, no? And maybe Risa Ontiveros in the Senate.
Right.
There has to be an opposition. There has to be an opposition. Marcos Jr. cannot lead without an opposition.
Right. Professor, one last question before I let you go. In a nutshell, what do you think a Marcos Jr. presidency will look like?
I don't know. Nothing in their campaign detailed any plans that would tell you how they will govern. No? So I really don't know, but let's hear from them the moment they assume office. I'm pretty sure they have to say something, no?
Right. Thank you for your time and your usual insight. That was Professor Jean Encinas Franco. And that's the latest on the 2022 elections at this hour. Stay tuned for more updates on the results and other election-related stories. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News, all sides, all the time.